Hello YouTube, this is Yiming here from Uni Adelaide. Today I'm going to have a SDD review on the current software engineering project. I will begin from an overview of our implementation ideas, then an explanation of the process model, and then I'm going to focus on the system architecture between the current and previous ones. After that, I will have a evaluate on the weakness of our document, and finally, a self-reflection presentation. Okay, first, the idea of our implementation is based on requirements from SRS document. Here is an example. This text is from section 3.3.10. It indicates components tent, which is to display the real-time map. It's designed to achieve requirements 2, 3, and 6. Both of these requirements relate to the map. In another word, we follow such a train of thought that requirements show motivate design. Next, the process module. Our team used the Agile model. The reason I mention it is because it's really flexible and feasible for this project. We have client meeting weekly. Client might always change their mind and every meeting, but with this Agile model, we can easily add or remove any functions from the current implementation. And then we reach a key point of this system design, the architecture. This is the last version of our system. It includes 4 subsystems, which are the robot, an interactor, a GUI, and the database. While an operator performs the GUI will send a message through the interactor to motivate the robot. After executing the message, the robot will transmit the explored data back to the GUI, and the GUI will update the database by this explored data. And this system has 2 features. First, it is message-oriented, and second is multi-threading. What we can benefit from these 2 features are: first, we can customize our message. Even if the action of the robot, rather than just perform the fixed command provided by the legal team. And with the multi-thread, we can stop the robot immediately, rather than have delay in single thread model. Before reaching this last version, it explained 2 evolutions. The first version is a comment-based system. As I just mentioned, the comment is fixed by the legal team, and if you perform any wrong command, it might crash the robot, and the robot will become no action, which is really critical in such a deep ocean body. And in the second version, we reach the message-based model, but this system is still in single thread, so it has a disadvantage just as I mentioned. There's a delay before you really want to stop the robot. And then the weakness of the document. First, the description for diagrams. In the whole document, all the diagrams has only a title for the caption, without detailed description. Though we do have some detailed explanation in the later section. However, I think we still need to improve by adding some detailed description. And then the design decision is not detailed in this document. It appears in the section 3.5, the design rationale. It only mentioned that why we use multi-threading, but we did not explain why we used the message-oriented model. And the last one, the UMI graph. Sorry to block the diagram, but you still can see that the UML graph is still messy, and it's difficult to recognize the interaction between the interfaces. That's the main weakness of our document. And finally, the reflection report. I think I have to say that I'm the software manager of this project, so I have to admit that I'm still weak in design the whole system structure, and I fail to keep step on the schedule. I sometimes really behind the schedule, which is really critical. However, I found that I'm really good in communication. I mean, try to figure out what the members is struggle with and try to solve them. I'm good at balancing mission for each members, so they will not have too heavy load. And that's a short reflection presentation, and that's all. Thank you for watching.